So thank you to everyone. It was a very fascinating 2 days, and I'm excited for the next 2 days. Can you hear me? I've actually sat in on all the panels and I've learned a lot, and I see many syntheses among the topics. Just a little bit about me. I'm Associate Director of the African Studies Center and Professor of Law at the University of Michigan Law School. Um, I also designed a course at the law school that teaches on Africa and global legal system. So the students learn a lot of the background legal rules and institutions that touch upon and facilitate a lot of the issues that we've heard of over the several 2 days, for example, intellectual property, financial regulation, and so forth. Um, the African Studies Center, I would encourage all the participants, if you have not already, look into the African Studies Center. We're under the International Institute at the University of Michigan. So if you go to the International Institute's website, there will be links to the regional centers, and you'll see Africa there. We do a number of activities, support exchanges between African institutions and our institution. Not only institutional exchanges, faculty exchanges, scholar exchanges, student exchanges. We give seed grants to faculty in all fields, STEM to humanities, social sciences, to fund seed projects that collaborate with African scholars and often bring also students in into those projects. We also influence curriculum development at the University of Michigan. I'm proud to say that I think we have a very rich and growing offering of Africa-related courses. Now at the law school, including law school, which I'm proud of. And I'll put one final plug about African studies. If you're participating in this conference today, there's a 30% discount for the African Perspectives book series. And that expires on February 28th. So you can go to the website and take a look at the books that are on offer and see if you would like to get any during this discount period. I think the last 2 days have been fascinating, and the overarching theme that I take away is that we're pushing toward African solutions to African problems, and the approach that we're desiring and aiming for is an approach that collaboration for sure, a collaboration that is mutual, and a collaboration that drops all the assumptions that Africa should follow the rest of the world. As was mentioned in the shooting panel, a lot of the solutions that would work elsewhere would not work in Africa. Africans know firsthand their problems, and so as scholars and as industrialists and policymakers, we should approach Africa with a perspective that we learn what the particular problems are from them, and we offer the skills that we have and the capacity building, but we don't serve as a leader. We're partners, and maybe even sometimes, as Baba Rediet suggested, sometimes followers. We do not need to be the hero of the story. It's a new century for Africa. I thought it was fascinating how, yesterday's discussion of fintech converged with today's discussion, the end of this discussion on transportation. Financing for these different technologies is going to be critical. And I see, how you can work together with people who are doing fintech and transportation. Of course, law will come in, business will come into play. We saw, we learned about the Chessy University and opportunities for our students to go there and vice versa for them to come here. Opportunities for in transportation, for green technology, for automation, for a shift from informal sector to the formal sector, the role of the government in providing some of these public goods that arise in the transportation sector. um, appropriate policies. Tomorrow, which I'm also very excited about, tomorrow we will have higher education and heritage. So the first panel, moderated by Andres, Andres Coetzee, the Director of African Studies, will investigate exchanges, education exchanges between Africa and the United States, which we are well placed to participate in. We have a long history. And then the second panel will be moderated by the former ambassador to the new nation of South Sudan, Susan Page. She will talk about the the issue of returning African heritage and the issues that arise in that context. So I look forward to seeing everyone tomorrow. I will certainly be here, and have a wonderful evening. And thank you again to everyone who made this possible, the provost, the president's office, African Studies, all the moderators, all the speakers, all the students, everyone of the audience. Thank you, and we'll see you tomorrow.